Okay.
Then after you get starting to seventh one, you go to 3s. If you get that far to 12s, you go to 4s. That's as high as they go.
Okay.
All right. That's a tool maker. Each tool tile can only be used once per round. Now you can use multiple tools for one roll.
I like it.
You're only going to have 3 anyway from right
I think
here.
it's pretty cool too.
Okay. I guess only so many cavemen can work tools at one time. The hut.
Because they're stupid?
I don't know. It's just
they don't share well.
They're not that effective. They don't have that much of a work multiplier. I don't know. Whatever. When you do that, when you put people in the hut, when you're done up and you pull them, you pull an extra person from your supply, put them there.
So that's the only way you can get an extra person is if you go to the boom boom tent?
Yes, the hubba hut. Apparently.
The hubba hut.
That's what apparently it's been. I've heard that referred to. Now, I haven't looked it up yet, but apparently with this one, as far as I can tell, you can only go up to 10.
That's what it looks like.
There's not any. I've never seen anything around about.
Can I go to the hubba tent and have one of Max's?
No. They're only no.
What?
If I go to the hubba tent and I'm out of people, can I get one of yours?
No, it does not work that way.
I'm just asking.
You may have to steal from Carcassonne, maybe. I don't know. Now.
No, you can't go above 10.
That's the whole point.
All right.
I'm so
I'm trying to have illegitimate children here, okay?
Whenever you go to the field, in your turn,
have standards anyway.
You move up
this
to one more spot on just you. Move up higher on the agricultural.
Oh, every time you
scale.
put one here? Okay.
Yes. There's some other ways to do it, but we'll get to that later on.
What would be the point of coming to this point? Okay, fine. I'm sorry.
10 is as high as it goes.
Okay.
That's just the eye showing what it is.
Okay.
And we'll get to explain what that does in just a bit. Okay. When you go up higher on the agricultural track, that increases the food you get at the end of the round in order to feed your people.
Okay, but I thought you got food going here.
That's another way of getting food. I haven't got to that point. That's right next to it. Hunting and the dice roll. Alright.
And
for each,
the scoring track is also a way to get food, isn't it?
No.
Oh,
negative.
well, okay, fine.
No. You do not eat
No,
points.
negative.
You get 100 points, I get 100
Okay.
points.
Alright. Shush. For each of your figures on the hunting ground, you take one die and add it to the dice cup.
Yes.
Then you roll the dice and add the value shown on them. Now you can add tools if you want to the roll.
What do tools do for you?
It adds their value. This would add a 1 to your sum. Because say you had 3 people on the hunting ground, you'd roll this. In this case, it's 7. Well, look on your chart. Food is a 2. You divide it by 2. You round down. Halves are worth nothing. So in this course, if you had one tool, you'd want to use it to go to 8. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So you get 4 food instead of 3 food.
You get an extra food.
This game should come with an abacus.
Well, it comes with a leather cup and wooden dice. Yes.
Abacus was after the Stone Age. Now, shut up.
Yeah, but still.
Shut. That's how you get the dice rolls. And it works the same way as for these, okay? But they're higher numbers. Gold is your sum divided by 6, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, so you want lots of people and tools to get good gold rolls.
Or you could just, put one.
Okay, is there a question and answer session after this so I can ask questions that you keep telling me that are for later?
Yes, because some of this is you're asking for stuff that's going to next on the list.
I know.
Okay.
You asked about how do you else get food while we were still on fields. Dice are the same
Who's
way.
this?
Okay?
It shows
Wood.
it's first.
Okay.
Wood, it's the big kahuna. These are super glued and not thrown into the dice cup. Wood gathering is equal to the result divided by 3. Clay is 4. What's on here? You can read that crap. You're smart. You can read it, right?
Ish.
Yeah. Acquire civilization card. Player takes the cards and pays the number of resources depicted above that card. Pay the resources and return their respective supplies. Player plays with the resources of their choice. Food is not a resource and therefore cannot be used to... Mac, quit being an ass. Cannot be used to acquire cards buildings. If the player cannot or doesn't want to pay the required resources, he can take back his figure and leave the card in place. Now, if you do buy it, you resolve what's on it, then you place it face down here.
How does that help you there? Because this is like your little chart that tells you what does what.
Because you can move the cards and look at them.
Oh, okay.
The whole idea is you save the cards for your final scoring.
So they go towards points at the end.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we'll get to that.
Are we going to get to what those cards say on them?
Yes,
okay,
we
fine.
will. There's even a whole section about that. Okay?
Cool.
Patience, grasshopper. Shoot somebody's ass. Alright. So,
Drinking
now,
that would work.
the only exception to that is the one-time tool use card, which I'll describe later on. That gets placed next to your tools, and once you use it,
Okay.
it gets face down over here. Okay? Now, you can look at your own cards anytime. You cannot look at other people's cards.
That's rude.
Is that the reason? Because it's rude?
Building tiles. The player takes buildings and pays the depicted resource. Paid resources return to their respective supply. Then the player immediately moves your scoring marker and puts the HUD here. You are not limited to 5. There's only 5 slots there because otherwise the board would be stupid big. You start stacking them on top.
You turn them and put them at the bottom. You can see them all.
Or you could just stack them and put them on
Alright,
top
fine.
of the board.
Gosh.
Okay?
Sorry,
Now,
I won't follow protocol either.
If a player does not want to play the resources, you just take your figurine back and leave it, the building in place. Alright, furthermore, there are 3 buildings which the number, max 7, and type of resources are chosen by the player, which is that one right there. This is 1 through 7, and the any symbol.
So what's that question mark is the any symbol, or the multicolored
Right,
is the any
okay,
symbol?
Put it down. The
Fine.
multicolored one is any resource symbol right here. See?
Okay.
Okay.
Now, the question mark is on the score point because it's up to 1 to 7 of any one resource. Or I'll look at this card in a second. Okay, so whatever resources you use to build the hut are the resources you use to calculate the score of the hut. Huts are scored immediately. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Players feed their tribes represented by the figures. At the end of the turn, you have to pay as much food as you have people. If you cannot, you've got 2 options. Number 1, spend all the food you have. Then if you got resources, you can buy a unit of food for every resource you spend. Your idea is you trade your wood with other people for food. Okay? Feed your tribe. If you cannot, or you choose not to spend resources because you want to get a good building next turn, you pay off all the food you can and then take negative 10 points. You do not lose people, they're just pissed.
Oh, so they don't die. They
don't die.
Okay.
No, that's not on there. Yes. You just lose.
They don't resort to cannibalism.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
It's always 10 regardless of how many people you have.
Cannibalism.
At the start of each round, there's remaining civilization cards that weren't bought were slid over to the right. New ones are put over there. Any huts that were done, the next card is revealed. Pass the big kahuna, go from there. Rinse, repeat. End of the game. The game ends when 1 or 2 of the situations occur. Either there aren't enough civilization cards in the pile to fill the 4 spaces at the beginning of the round, or at least 1 pile of building tiles is empty. If its civilization cards being out, the game stops without starting a new round, and everybody goes directly into final scoring. If it's because final scoring, we'll get to that in a second.
Not snoring, but scoring.
If somebody takes Max takes the last one, he's the first player. You still finish your turn. All of us finish ours, including feeding the people. Then you go to final scoring.
Don't I get points for finishing first? I thought there was bonuses.
That's a good question. Who's
Isn't it like 6 points for finishing first?
I don't remember that.
See, I could have my Q&A during the Simon's favorite.
Shut up. I don't remember that.
That's the reason, huh? Because you're his favorite.
No, I don't remember that being on here.
Might just be delusional.
It's legally
I think it's
obligated not
different.
to eat
I think
sugar.
that's a different. That may be a different.
I'm the only one here. He could
game.
If he beats you, you guys could like.
He thinks
Alright.
if you took 6
Now-
points, you cheated.
Final scoring the winner. Using the civilization card summary sheet for more information in the last phase. Each player proceeds as following. The number of different civilization cards with a green background is multiplied by itself. Now this is where this little thing right here makes more sense. If you notice, there's 1 through 8. That's what what that means is there are 8 different backgrounds to these green ones. Flute, the wagon. There's like the Earth Mother figurine. There's some medicine, just different ones. There's 8 of those. If you have the complete, for each single one of those, you have a set. You do squaring. If you got 5 of them, you got 25 points. If you get all 8, it's 64. Now, if you have extras of one, they work toward the squaring with the second set. So if you got 2 flutes and 2 wagons, you'd have, on the second set you got 2, so that's 4 points for the second set. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, ones with the sand background are scored using the following method. Like there's one that has tool makers. Tool makers right here. These guys. You take the number of tool makers that's shown on the cards that you add up. Now this would be 2 of them. Multiply it by the number of the sum of your tools. There's your score. If you got the farmers, they're multiplied by your
Meeples.
No. Farmers are multiplied
farmers. No,
by
gotcha,
your agricultural
Right, I
track
was
score.
looking at that guy.
It's the wheat thing.
The number of builders,
10.
builders guys, they've got these.
Ten?
Yeah, the guys carrying the logs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, number of builders times the number of huts. Shamans, number of shamans times number of meeples. Yeah, they're
I've
on your
forgotten all my
card.
questions.
Okay.
Should have written them down. If you have questions, write them down.
Now, some of the civilization cards.
Or just shut up.
There's 8 different types of greens.
What's the name of this game again?
Stone Age.
Okay.
This
fine.
is called the dice roll or the lottery. What you do is the person who buys it takes 1 dice for each person. Roll 4 dice. Just roll 4 dice. Be a benefit here. Roll 4 dice. Alright, and then what you do is you place the dice, and there could be multiple ones. You could have multiple 6s.
Multiple. More than
Okay? And you play, and then with the person who rolled it picks first. So normally, yeah, that would give him a choice if Max rolled this of either advancing on the agricultural thing, or taking a tool, or if you really want to, take a gold bar. After he picks one, goes clockwise, people pick accordingly, get the benefits immediately. But then the person who rolled it gets the card for the final scoring. Okay? The food card, there's some that have food on there. You buy it, you get that much food for the bank. resource cards like these. You get this, buy this card, you get 2 stones right off the bat.
Do you ever get 2 stones again from that card?
That card's a one-time use.
Okay.
Then it goes in your pile.
But you'll get
Resource card. There are some resource cards. Okay? There are some resource cards that have a dice on there. What you do is you take 2 dice and you roll them and go against the tool chart or this chart, and you can use your tools to modify the dice roll, and you get.
Are the tools multi-use?
Once per round you can use them, but you can use them again every round. You can use them. Okay.
and you get multiple tools.
There are some like this victory point cards. You buy them, you get, this goes your final scoring. You get moved automatically. Agricultural cards. They show the little wheat symbol, and you move up on the agriculture chart. There's one card that shows a civilization card.
Was that Yahtzee?
I got it straight.
Where you get a face down. You take a card top. You do not get the benefit of it. You just look at it and you put it in your pile.
Okay.
You'll get it for the end.
Are there any such things as negative cards?
No.
Okay.
There may be cards you can't afford.
There aren't negative points in this game.
When you use tool cards, it shows a value on it. You get to use it. And then there are any 2 resources of your pick. There's one of those that shows up. All right, tips, and we're almost done. Do not ignore the civilization cards. Their value is not immediately apparent. The points they yield at the end of the game is considerable. An action figure, tool, or agricultural level are all extremely important. Screw this. Just play. Gotta figure it out. Oh, there we go. Because you're going to be a bitch about this. If you don't. Pay attention to the order in which you take your actions. For example, a figure on the tool maker can give you additional tool you need to score an extra resource. You should always make sure to get that tool tile before rolling for those hard to get stones and gold.
Okay.
You can also block people.
If you go here,
yes,
you automatically get one of these. You don't have to pay anything.
That's when you're buying it. You're making it. So yeah, that's the use of your work. The time of your worker builds a tool. Yes.
Okay, I understand now. Are we done?
Oh, we're done.
Okay.
Max, you're the first player.
So, is used for scoring on the farmer cards.
Yes.
And
but it's also
okay.
it's part of your food when it's time to feed.
Gotcha. Okay.
You receive